Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the market, and we're talking about obviously the free market economic system, or how the free market works, how it uses a mechanism to arrive at the price and the quantity of the market. So if there's no government intervention, how do we know the price and the quantity? In the free market, which is just a way of allocating resources in the economy, it's based on a mechanism of supply and demand. What do we mean by demand? So the demand is what consumers want and can buy. It's not enough to want. Okay, we all want a Ferrari maybe, all want a wonderful house, but can we buy it? Have we got the money? So it's both. It's got to be want and can buy, and then that's considered the demand in a market. Remember, a market could be a housing market, the food market, the vegetable market. We can define a market in many ways. And when we define that market, we are looking at the consumers for the demand and what do they want and are able to buy. The rule of demand. Okay, so the variation of prices causes a proportionate inversion of the level of demand. So when we have a price, if it's high, if I say, for example, this pen is €1, there'll be a certain demand for that. Maybe, I don't know, 1 million people. If I say instead this pen is, very expensive, the price is really high, then obviously not many people will want, if it's €5, not many people will want that pen. They'd choose something else. Yes, so it's got this inversion relationship with the price. If the prices are low, then lots of people want it. The demand is very high. If it's 10 cents, maybe 20 million want to buy that. Okay, so we can see this would produce a graph like this. So here you've got the price, and as the price gets cheaper, so the demand, the quantity demanded, I'll move me, no I won't. This is quantity, but it's quantity demanded when we talk about demand. As the price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. And we find you end up with a line like this. So this is the quantity demanded. This might be millions. This might be euros. And as you get less and less, cheaper and cheaper, more and more people want whatever it is. Okay, so that's the relationship. In this graph, you have this downward curve, downward line. Now, the opposite is about the supplier. Supplier would mean fornitore. So the supplier, or the supply, is what the producer wants and can produce. Not enough to want to produce. Obviously he wants to produce as much as possible, but what resources has he got? Maybe he hasn't got enough factories or machines or workers to produce more than a certain amount. So this is what this is called the supply, and it's got a relation. The general rule is it's got a relationship to the price, which is proportionate. So as the price goes up, so the supplier or the producer wants to supply more, wants to produce more. As the price goes down, he's not so happy to produce so much. Okay, so, and we know that from this pen, if the price goes up, then the producer will want and be able, because he'll be able to employ more workers and more machines, and he'll be able to produce more, and he'll want to too, because he can make more money. If the price goes down, he won't. We know from the free market, if the price goes down, he'll change his production, what he produces. He'll produce pencils or something else. Okay, so we can say the consumer is inclined to buy cheap products, whereas the producer is more inclined to produce an expensive product. And if we see the supply goes this way, here we can see the price as it goes up, so the quantity supplied goes up. And here we're talking about quantity supplied. This could be million, so as it starts at 2 million. As the price goes up to €80 or €70, it reaches 8 million. Okay, so we can see the curves are the opposite way. The demand curve is the one on the bottom, and it's got an inverted relationship in proportion to the price, whereas the supply is proportionate. It's got this upward curve. Now, if we put them on one, and here we've got quantity, here on the bottom you've got the quantity, and here you've got the price on the vertical axis. You've got the price, and we see where it crosses. This is the equilibrium point. This will be where the consumers, there will be 5 million consumers happy with €40, and the producers will be willing to produce 5 million at €40. So we can see they both agree here. And this is where the price is set and where the quantity is set for the market. Now this is just a model. It's not real. Okay, it's to explain the relationship between supply and demand. So nobody does this when they're trying to understand what price is. It's always the demand and supply are forces in the market that are always moving towards the equilibrium. It's not possible for a disequilibrium situation to last. If the supplier, in this case, if the supplier produces too much, he produces maybe 6 million at 50, he's happy with 50, the demand will be too little. They won't be able to sell so much, so he'll have to reduce the price. And if he reduces the price, he'll reduce the quantity. He's not happy to produce 6 million, so he'll always move there. If he produces 4 million at €30, obviously the demand is 6 million at €30, and he'll just find he sells out too quickly. Okay, so we do find that there's always this pressure. In this situation, he'll try to increase the price and increase the quantity produced because he's happy. And it always moves from disequilibrium towards equilibrium. That's what happens in markets. In some markets, they're always moving. Whatever the oil market, the price is always changing, and it's always moving towards an equilibrium. With maybe the pen market, maybe it's more stable, and €1 is the stable price. It doesn't really change. Maybe it changes after a year, it becomes 1.10 or something, but it's much less volatile.